Good evening, everyone. The NBA season is still young, but there's a buzz in the air for this game of the NBA Cup. Alongside Richard Jefferson, Greg Anthony, and our reporter David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. And we welcome yet another seat right here in the NBA. No better insider than Shams Charania. Hey, Shams, great to have you with us.
Thanks a lot, Kevin. It's great to be here. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Look at Richard Jefferson. He's like a kid in a candy store. He cannot wait to talk to you.
Yes, we love RJ.
Taking a look here at some of the numbers for Kristaps Porzingis.
In the last 5 games, you can see the trend upwards for effective field goal percentage, and it shows you how confident he's playing right now.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. And in the front court, Brown and Tatum. Beast out there with Holiday, and it's Porzingis in at the center position. And for the Wizards, Jonas Valanciunas is out there with Kyle Kuzma. Then it's Coulibaly. Then there's Jordan Poole, and it's Brogdon in at the 2 guard. Shams, no team is going to run off titles like Boston did in the 60s, but these Celtics have a chance to win their share. What a great start for them.
An absolutely loaded roster. Everyone can defend. Everyone can shoot. They love the versatility they have on their team, and you have to be able to play multiple positions and be versatile to play on this team. It's hard to find a weak link, and it's really championship or bust in Boston.
I feel so great for their coach, Joe Mazzulla. I know we'll get into that down the road. What a great job he's done.
A young coach who has really found his stride.
And so it's the Celtics getting on the board first. Poole with the screen for Brogdon. And the 3-ball is good.
It shows great poise when looking to score. Brogdon has an advanced offensive identity.
From deep 3-point territory, McCarty, no good. Washington's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. And again, Washington with the triple.
And they don't want to get in a habit of giving him open looks from 3. First quarter still, but not who you want to leave open.
Jobs we know, former Wizards players have been on the rosters of 8 consecutive NBA championship teams. I mean, that is mind-boggling.
Well, maybe for Wizards fans, it gives them some familiar faces to root for deep in the playoffs. But listen, at the end of the day, the goal is for their team to make noise and for them to be on one of their deep runs in the not-so-distant future.
And Boston has possession, following the miss by Kyle Kuzma from deep.
Kevin, he is tough to stop when he gets to the rim.
Yeah, Greg, he can get up a few notches higher. A little over a minute 30 into this first quarter. For 3, Brogdon. It's rebounded by McCarty.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off. And he had more than enough room there for one of those trademark slams that he's become noted for.
And Greg, don't you think once he got that space, you just knew it was going to happen?
So did the defense.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, everybody in the building was waiting for him.
Hey, Shams, it seems like with these younger teams coming, we may be witnessing a transfer of power in the NBA. What do you think?
It's really due to the parity that we're seeing in the league, and we haven't seen this much parity in a really long time. It's wide open for teams in both conferences, in the East and West, to claim that top perch. We have to give the league a lot of credit. There's tons of parity.
Which I think is leading to expansion talk, correct? We've got so much talent right now, we can kind of let it ooze out a little bit to some other areas.
Certainly expansion, couple more teams in the league, but the league really loves where they're at now. And any given year, anyone can win.
One thing that Malcolm Brogdon gives you is balance, both as an individual and as part of your squad. He helps equalize things out there and sets a very nice, steady pace.
And he can't hit the second. And the league continuing, Shams, to tweak the rules around replay review. But would you set a time limit to maybe tweak it a little bit?
You have to, right? Especially some of these games and the way they're ending. It's something to try if you can't find a cause to really overturn in a minute or 2. Let's keep this game moving. I think we all love a free-flowing game.
I agree. Washington with the ball, following the three-pointer by Boston. To the inside, here's Kuzma. Great D that time from Tatum.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Here's McCarty, and he finishes nicely on the layup. McCarty's got 13.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
And so Poole will bring it up for Washington. They trail by 6. A tough loss coming against New York in their last game played.
Yeah, I mean, on the road, their defense was just overrun. Couldn't match the intensity of the opponent, and it cost them.
Yeah, if you allow a team to shoot such a high percentage in their own building, you're going to have a big hill to climb.
Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, thanks. Well, there's plenty of scorers on the Celtics, but Jason Tatum says, I'm going to get my shots. It's just about trusting the process. From experience, I understand that I'm good enough that I can relax and defer a little bit. Then in the fourth, I can score 20 in the quarter. Kevin, he sounds like he's figured it all out.
Thank you so much. You know, he can take over at any time, and it's fun to watch. DA, we thank you for that. Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Nice ball movement by Washington. Valanciunas sets a screen for Poole. And another miss by Washington. And here's Boston. They're on an 11-1 run. Hey, Shams, you're always on the pulse of those league-changing trades. We certainly saw some impactful ones last season.
Across the board, the Pacers, the Mavericks, they made deep runs, and they did so on the back of some big trade deadline moves. Those are transformations that excite all of us to witness. Even New York getting OG Anunoby at the trade deadline. This is a league that's built on capitalizing at the moment and striking when the iron's hot, and we saw multiple teams do that this last season.
Yeah, that trade deadline was phenomenal for those teams you mentioned. Really impactful. Wizards trail by 9. Now, here's Poole. Little scoring average sitting at 15 points a game right now. That's a pretty sizable contribution. Now, Sarr. Shot clock at 6. Poole with it. Nothing on the board. And it's good with time running down on the shot clock.
You got to keep moving when you're inside like that. Poole with the textbook move.
That one misses. He has made 7 of his 9 field goal attempts. Here's Coulibaly. Nailed from three-point land.
He can really stroke it from deep. You have to keep better tabs on him.
Boston leading by 4. Driving the lane. McCarty. And the layup's good off the glass. McCarty's got 18 points.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
Pass to Coulibaly. Valanciunas with a screen on Brown. Back to Coulibaly. A shot by Brogdon wide open. And again, Washington with the triple.
Brogdon's got quick hands. It doesn't matter if he's getting it to a teammate or launching a shot.
They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Here's McCarty. He picked up 18 points in their last win against Cleveland.
And even if you took away his points, he was still an offensive force because of his passing. And his assist numbers were tremendous.
Now, here's Poole. Lets it go from deep. It's hauled in by Porzingis. Here's McCarty. From deep. And the last shot before the buzzer is off. And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Boston on top, leading by 3. And we'll be back with you for the start of the second quarter when we return. And if you're just tuning in, it's been a pretty even game through the first quarter. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Well, when you control the glass, you control the second chance opportunities on both ends.
And rebounding numbers, sometimes we overlook them, but they can have a big effect on the outcome.
Celtics leading by 3. Well, the latest CBA introducing the second apron, limiting, Shams, what teams above the cap can do. How does that new rule affect teams?
Decision makers tell me that they're very much keeping an eye on the second apron, not only of their team, but others, and teams that will have to shed salary because of the second apron and the amount of big contracts we're going to see teams give to players. You're going to see it at the top, but that may dwindle in the middle of their roster. But we will see a more competitive league because of these new CBA changes and less of a chance of super teams and just more parity and dispersed talent.
Do you constantly read over some of these CBA agreements? I would assume that you do, to have a full understanding of terms like the apron, like we just talked about, or all the other things, the luxury tax, all the things that make deals possible.
It's one thing to have luxury tax, it's a whole nother animal now to have the second apron. And that, certainly for teams that are deep in the second apron, that limits their ability to go make major trades, to be able to sign players for more than the minimum. And we're seeing that happen to at least 1 or 2 teams around the league right now. So how will that impact things? But certainly the CBA being 50, 60, 70 pages, that's something you pour through before every calendar year.
It is just fascinating. They've got Kyle Kuzma. Also Saddiq Bey out there. Sarr out there with Corey Kispert. And it's Carrington in at the point guard. That's the group on the floor right now for Washington. Now here is Holiday. Following the miss by Kyle Kuzma. And Saddiq Bey picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Hey, Shams, no one is keyed on the league like you. Is there an under-the-radar trend that you're seeing around the NBA, or the next thing that you're anticipating may happen with the way the league will sway one way or the other?
Talking to executives around the league, it's clear that length has been very important, but having players that do multiple things and are versatile, that is of the utmost importance right now. We saw what happened with the Celtics winning a championship this year. I think that certainly is going to have an impact on how teams are going to build moving forward. Like the Celtics, you want to have players, 3 to 5 players that are playing heavy minutes for you, that are doing everything out there on the floor, not just one particular move.
And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Kevin, the Celtics can beat you in a number of ways. Point guard Jrue Holiday said, we can play small and big. We have great bench players who come in and change the game at any time and could start on other teams. And we have a hunger. Kevin, they're going to be a problem for a long time.
Agreed. Yeah, they are stacked, DA, for sure. Here's Porzingis following the basket by Corey Kispert. And things can get so intense when NBA rumors start flying, Shams. You know that. The teams are just kind of holding on sometimes for dear life. What is it like when you break a major NBA story, like you've done numerous times?
It's like when your heart skips a beat, Kevin. It's like when you feel like you are in such a rush and there's a surge of excitement that hits every particle of your body. Every profession obviously has a big payoff, but everything happens so fast. But when it happens, it makes all the hard work worth it, but it certainly brings a great feeling, and I definitely get goosebumps to this day.
You get goosebumps, but the hard work you put in to get that story, I know what you guys go through. It is amazing the hours you spend on it.
365, 24/7.
And we've got a timeout call by Brian Keefe. He wants to check in with his team and regroup.
DC family, let's welcome to the floor your Wizards Hype Squad. Your Hype Squad. DC family, look out, 3 teasers coming at you right now.
for the Celtics.
Wizards High Squad.
Now that we're around the midway point of this NBA Cup stage, here's a look at how the standings are shaping up.
Yeah, it's been a really fun tournament to watch, especially when you see just how much the fans get into it. And we've still got a number of games to go.
Brogdon outside. Pass to Saw. Fires from deep. The shot by Brogdon, no good.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead.
And out of bounds as the Wizards gain possession. And there before you are the teams that have been absolutely red hot for the last 10 games. Third spot, the Celtics.
It's been a great run for them, kind of shooting the basketball. You love when multiple guys get into a groove at the same time.
Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Saw. The Beast, he's checked in for the Celtics. Brogdon finds Coulibaly. It's deflected. Rob.
And with the offense getting right to the rim, at least they saved the layup.
First trip to the line for him here.
At the line for Washington, Coulibaly. 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
That's good from Coulibaly. And Coulibaly drops them both. Here's McCarty. 28 points for him. Here in the second quarter, just under 3.5 minutes played. Nice ball movement by Boston. There's the triple. Kuzma pulls it in.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can count on him to continue missing.
And Shams, what an absolute delight it has been having you courtside with all of us tonight. Thank you so much for taking time to join us. It has been a true pleasure.
Thanks so much for the invite. I can't wait to do it again sometime. I'm honored. I'm privileged.
Oh, we are going to hold you to that. Thank you again. Oh, wasn't that wonderful? Easy to see why Shams has so many sources around the game. He's so easy to talk to.
Yeah, it's all about relationships at the end of the day. When the conversations come easily, that suits his purpose as a reporter.
Here he goes. Oh, and there's the one-handed jam.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Now, here's Poole. 5 points in the game. No good from 11 feet. Here's Hauser. Here's McCarty. Offline with his 3. Wizards trail by 10. Here's Poole. Again, the miss by Poole. For Boston, they've gone 6 of 9 in the second quarter. Some good work from the field. Here's McCarty. 32 points in the game. Pass to Hauser. 6 to shoot. Out to the right wing. Fader on the way. And he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down. And so it's the Boston Celtics enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. A look at the field goal percentage numbers tells the story of what tough defense they're playing today. And we'll be right back after this.
Thanks for stopping by, y'all. First up on the show tonight, a quick look ahead of some upcoming games on the docket.
And for that matchup with the Pacers, they'll be facing a team that's had a little better year. But this game is winnable if they bring the energy.
Oh, they're going to need more than energy, Kenny. There's a talent gap here.
And now, how about that first half? Talk about a dominating display for the Boston Celtics.
They're playing the way they're supposed to. Run the offense until you get a good look. Not complicated at all.
I disagree. Patience and perspective is complicated. That's why many teams can't do it.
And that's all for us. Now it's time to send it back to Kevin Harlan for the beginning of the third quarter.
And after a very lopsided first half,